Hello dear friends, you are welcome. In this video I will teach you how to come up with a lesson plan. There are so many ways of coming up with a lesson plan, or rather there are different formats of a lesson plan. This is one of the main ways. Depending on the school where you go to, they will give you their own format, but in this case I'll just show you what is found on a lesson plan. So the first thing that you find on a lesson plan is the name of the school where you go to. For example, if you go to Chongo Secondary, here you are supposed to write the name of the school, then you indicate Chongo Secondary. Then this section for name of the teacher, you indicate your name, and then you also indicate here the subjects that you teach. If you teach English, you indicate English. If you teach Zambian languages, you indicate Zambian languages. And in this case I have indicated mathematics because I'm a teacher of mathematics. Then after that you indicate the topic that you are going to teach in that particular week. Of course, this topic you should be able to derive it from the schemes of work. That is after you have made the schemes of work using the syllabus and the textbook that you use, and from the topic there you should be able to identify the lesson you're going to start with. And so in this case the lesson that I have chosen is set notation, that is under sets, and you should make sure that you indicate the reference or the sources where you got your information from. So in this case, if for instance you got the information from mathematics grade 10 pupils book, you also indicate and you indicate the owners of the book. So in this case it is Longman pupils book grade 10, and the page you should indicate where you got the information from. That is where you got the lesson from. If it is from page 1 to page 3, you indicate. And also remember to indicate the learning aids, TLA, that is teaching learning aids. So remember, when you are indicating teaching learning aids, the chalkboard, you should never include the chalkboard, because the chalkboard is always there in class. So as a teacher you have to be resourceful. As a teacher you have to be resourceful. Never include the chalkboard because it is there in class. So the next thing that you include also on your lesson plan is are the specific outcomes. So specific outcomes, you look at what the content that you are going to teach your learners. So if it is under set notations, so set notation, this lesson will guide you the number of outcomes you are going to include here, because the outcomes are so as I was saying, so here the specific outcomes guide you how you are going to, the content you are going to include in the lesson plan or under this diagram here. Alright, and so the other information that you find on a lesson plan is the date. The date simply shows you when you are going to teach the lesson. If you want, you can prepare the lesson plan in advance, and then you just include the date of the day you are going to teach. Let's take for instance, you are supposed to go and teach on 10th February. So what you are going to do is you can prepare the lesson plan before 10th, and then you include the date that is 10th February, yet you prepared the lesson on 9th. In short, you can prepare the lesson plan in advance. And then the time for you to know how long your lesson will last, or the time, you will need to check on the master timetable, so that you check what time you go to your class. So if for instance you go to your class at 10 hours and then you leave your class at 11 hours, you're supposed to indicate time here, then you write 10 hours to 11 hours. And then the duration is how long you take in your class. So if you take 2 hours, on the duration you write 2 hours. If it is 1 hour, you indicate 1 hour. So in this case I've indicated 1 hour because it is from 10 hours to 11 hours. And then the class, you also indicate the class you are going to teach. If it is 10A, you indicate. If it is 10B, you indicate. And then you also indicate now the total number of pupils. As a teacher of that class, or a student teacher, you are supposed to know all your learners in class. That is the total number of pupils. As a teacher also, you are supposed to have your own register. Your own register, so that you can be detecting or knowing which learner is not in class, which learner is in class. And then you are supposed to also know the number of boys in class and the number of girls in class. So such information is very important for you as a teacher. The last part of the lesson plan now that we look at is this diagram here. So here you indicate the content, then the teacher's activity, the pupil's activity, the methods you are going to use, and the duration. That is what you include. And then on the last part here, this is where you evaluate your lesson. So for today we end here. So the next time I'll make this video, I'll show you now what you're supposed to include here in the content, the teacher's activity, the pupil's activity, the methods, and the duration. And so what you've seen here is just the skeleton of a lesson plan. This is not the end of learning. So I'll continue releasing more videos provided you ask what you want. So if you ask a question on how you want the lesson to be introduced, I'll be able to make videos so that life can become easy for you. If you want to know how to evaluate, I'll also teach you how to evaluate so that your life is simplified. Remember, education is the key to success, and I urge you to check on other lesson plans. Otherwise, this is one of the many formats that are used in the teaching fraternity to deliver a lesson. As a teacher, you should be well vested with the content you are going to be teaching in class. Otherwise, I wish you well. Shalom, shalom.